All right, I'm walking around in the office right now. Oh, wait, let me shut my overstuffed closet right now. Walking around in the office right now, looking through everything, and I just realized I have not shown you guys all of the new changes I guess I've made to the office. We've made a lot of changes in the office over the last like few weeks or so, and I got to show you guys everything that's been going on here. We've made a lot of changes in this space. Namely, these two lights from the brand, what are these called? Torgem. Two studio lights. I have them at this setup instead of my gaming rig because A, we already have the key lights from Newer over here. I actually like these more for the gaming rig because I can control them with my Steam Deck right here. They fit better for the setup overall, but this setup is not fun to do unboxings in. I don't get the right lighting. It's just enough for the camera to show my face, but it doesn't show over the desk if I do unboxings over here at that station. So I wanted to start doing unboxings over here. More surface area, more available room basically to work on things, but I didn't have good lighting. I have a Govee lamp over here, which didn't really give me the lighting that I want, and neither did the lamp I have actually in this corner right here, which also uses Govee bulbs. So I was like, we gotta come up with a solution for this because I wanna have proper lighting for doing unboxings and all of that. So I invested into these two lamps. They're pretty simple. I can control both of them with one remote. Bow, bow. So really simple, really straightforward. And honestly, this was a great decision. I got both of these for 60 bucks. They were on sale on Amazon. I forgot who I got recommended these two from. It was like a YouTube video or something. I've done a few unboxings here. I've done some stuff for Corsair at this station. My long-term goal though is to replace this desk over here with a proper desk. This is just an old table that I used with my very first gaming setup almost 7 years ago, my first official streamer setup. And excuse the mess in this room, I've been reorganizing everything. But this table, very first streamer table. This thing's got some history, but it's caving in the center. It's a cheap Walmart table. As much as I love it for what it did for me, it propelled me into being the content creator that we are today over here. I wanna get that replaced with a better table so I can actually like hook things to it. I wanna get like a full camera rig over here in the future one day. Now the problem is, this office is getting tiny. I had some friends tell me, you just need to get less stuff. And it's like, you get one life and free will. Why would I want less stuff, you know? Jokes aside though, I do need to micromanage my items in here a bit more, find some more floating space maybe, and that's why we have this bookcase here. When I first started this YouTube channel, I started it by doing Star Wars Empire War content 10 years ago maybe. Oh, over 10 years actually. So I'm a big Star Wars guy, but if you'll notice, not a single Disney era book. The ones with the Legends tags don't count because I just couldn't find better copies of them in good condition. Those don't really count. They're still the OG Expanded Universe, okay? All of these books are from the OG Star Wars Expanded Universe. I actually have more of these at my mom's house. I'm gonna have to reorganize this a little bit once I get the rest of the books, so push some things down maybe. I've got my little Bandai X-Wing right here. I have a Y-Wing I've had in my closet for over a year that I need to build, but I'm glad I haven't built it because I don't have any space for it. I've got all of these cool like Shadow Snowtrooper, Clone Trooper variants. I've got some Snowtroopers and other variants of Stormtroopers up here. Some clones from the 212 and some clones from the 442nd and some Galactic Marines too. I got all of these, including these Helldiver custom-made Lego minifigures from Republic Custom Store over on Instagram. Not a hashtag ad, but I wanna make sure I share them in their page because they sent me all of this stuff free of charge. So shout out Republic Custom Store for that. All of the books we got right here, I have not read. I have not read even a fraction of this collection. But the funny thing is, I know a lot of these stories because back in 2008, when I was in middle school, I used to read stuff on Wikipedia in the computer lab because back in my day, I'm from the Stone Ages. We had computer labs. We didn't have all these fancy schmancy iPhones and all this extra internet access. We had limited time in a computer lab where you could do almost whatever you want. You could get away with a couple of things here and there, you know, as you would as a kid, which you don't do that. But we had a limited amount of time on what we could do in that computer lab. So you know what I did? I didn't play Flash games. I didn't play Halo off of a USB stick. I was on Wikipedia, or as it's called, Wikipedia, reading Star Wars lore. That's what I did in my free time as a 14-year-old. I read and read and read and printed out wiki articles to read them, because back in the day, we didn't have phones like that. So you know what I would do? I would print out pictures of my favorite starfighters or Wikipedia articles, and I would make my own collection. My own collection. Because back in the day, Star Wars books were way more expensive. These like hardcover books, $20, $30 a pop when I was a kid. But I got everything here used, save for a couple of titles that I bought myself a few years back. Now, like these Fate of the Jedi books right here, I've had these for over 10 years, 10, maybe 12 years. I remember reading some of these in high school. Everything else here, I got for cheap from half price books. Most of these books, aside from the hardbacks, I got maybe $3, $4 a piece. So yeah, I've been collecting. I wanted to specifically collect the new Jedi Order series, which is a 21-book series. I'm still missing Eulalia, Ages of Chaos 3, or Dark Tide 3 maybe? Eulalia, that. I'm missing 2 or 3 more books. Almost done with the collection. I've got a few hardback versions here too. I want to collect the entire series in hardback eventually. I also have Vector Prime. I was reading that though, so it's not on the shelf. I've read Truce of Bakura. I read that almost immediately. Okay, solid book. A little weird, but solid. I've got this book right here, Heart of the Jedi. I've shown it on this channel before. You're probably wondering, Jay, why do you have a book in plastic wrap? Well, I'll tell you why. This book was never supposed to exist. It got randomly released like 3 years ago by the creator on Amazon for 12 bucks. It's worth 300 now. So I'm gonna read this in digital format someday. But I've never taken it out of that plastic. That's a straight up collector's item. You don't see it anymore. One book that I did pick up recently was Red Harvest. Never read this before. I've heard it's kind of like Dark Troopers in a way, or not Dark Troopers, Death Troopers. It's sort of like Death Troopers. Haven't read it, don't really know much about it. I've heard some decent stuff about it. We have a lot of the Tales of series. I don't have Tales of the New Republic because I couldn't find a good in shape copy. I'm not too picky about the full condition of a book, but I want them to be in something tolerable, you know? I don't want to just be all ripped up, all the corners folded. I don't fold corners of my books when I read them because I hate that. I hate the way that looks. That's this collection right now. New pickups are also some of these legacy comics featuring Cade Skywalker and his crew. I have had a very difficult time figuring out which ones to collect because if you Google this entire comic book run, there's a million different things to look up. There's a million different comic books. It's a little confusing. So we've got that. We've got the paper comic books, and then we've got these like compilation like graphic novel variants. Also, there's something kind of somber about seeing the old expanded universe Luke as a Force ghost. He's moved on, man. That was kind of somber just seeing that. But these are in phenomenal condition. I got these for like $8, I think. They're in incredible condition. But this is volume 2. We need volume 1 and the rest of them, which aren't really that expensive. We've also got my Skyrim book, the Jedi Path book, the OG Star Wars Encyclopedia, this book, which is the Essential Guide to Warfare, which my wife got me over, I think 10 years ago as a birthday present, and the Essential Guide to Alien Species. Lots of cool stuff over here, lots of collectibles. Then I have a bunch of like war history, political books down here, some Halo stuff, and some novel I got called The Age of Zeus from the Age series, which I had never heard of. So a lot of this stuff used to be over here, but I've turned this into a full-on model kit, collectibles, / messy storage area for now. I keep all my camera gear over here, and then all my Gunpla models, all my Gundam stuff, and then my Yu-Gi-Oh cards and whatever. So yeah, lots of stuff in here. All my Corsair products usually go up there, but they're down here right now because Corsair, hashtag ad right now, is having a Black Friday in Cyber Monday set of deals. If you go to the website, you'll find up to 55% off a lot of their products. This is a hashtag ad because I'm sponsored by Corsair, so make sure you go check them out using the link in the description down below. A lot's changed. My in-laws actually gave me these shelves. They're from IKEA. They weren't using them anymore, and they were trying to just get rid of them, so they gave them to me and my wife, and I found new life with them over here. I actually think they look really nice. They kind of complete this whole space. I was bothered by this space in particular because I felt like it was just an empty space with no real purpose. I've got an air filter over there and that's about it. But I'm able to put like my watch charger or my phone charger over here. I can plug up my microphones and everything into the wall plug behind it. So yeah. Also, for the people that haven't subscribed to my actual like dedicated vlogging channel / well, reaction channel, I built a new computer a couple months ago because I wanted to get a brand new streaming computer. So to give a little bit of context, this computer right here, which has basically been carved empty for the most part, was the very first, basically the same build that I built in 2019. It had a Ryzen 5 3600 with a 1660 Ti and like a 650 watt power supply. By today's standards, ancient computer. Doesn't really do a whole lot. Couldn't do a whole lot. So what I did was I built this, my new streaming rig. It still uses the 1660 Ti because graphic cards are extremely expensive right now. I'm thinking about getting a 5070 if I can afford it. They're like $550, which in today's market is a steal. That's really it, and then I have to replace the power supply. But this has a 9900X in it, and yeah, that's probably really all you guys care about. This is the Corsair 3500X. They didn't send me this, I bought this myself, so this is not a hashtag ad right here. I've always wanted to have a proper dedicated stream setup, have a dedicated streaming machine to complement the gaming rig over there. I built this last year. This sucker has a 4090 with a 9800X 3D in it. Love that computer. I put a lot of work into that sucker and a lot of hard-earned money. One thing about me, I buy mostly everything that I'm given, or that I have right here. The only things I'm given are like peripherals, like these headsets from Corsair. Lovely brand, they send me these things. Or the bean bags from like Corduroys. This is not a flex video either, I'm just talking. But everything else in here, all my hard-earned cash. 99% of the things in here, I've put together myself, I bought, I worked hard to get, and I think that's why it's so much more special to me. It's very satisfying knowing that I was able to come up with the ideas of what I wanted this place to look like. The space is far from completed, but I'm very pleased seeing where everything just is right now, you know? So that's why you guys watching the videos and subbing to the channel and liking and subscribing is important. I appreciate it. And a shout out to everybody that's been gifting subs and stuff on Twitch too. It's been a crazy, crazy few months, man. I got this trash can right here from a Target. It's cool. Say one of the best investments that I've had recently are the DJI mini mics. This is not an ad either, but these go with my phone if I can't bring like my camera into like a stadium or a venue or something. Yeah, just a set of mini mics that go with my phone. And they all fit in this nice little case perfectly. I want to get the big case for the mics that I use with this camera, like this one right here. There's a case you can get with them, but most places don't sell the case by itself with the receiver that it can come with. You have to buy literally the mics and all of that again in most places, which is so stupid and silly, but whatever, what can you do, right? There's a lot of things from DJI that I would like to have because I've been getting more into cinematography. I've been going to like more soccer games. I call it football now. That's how really into it I am. I've been going to more soccer games. I recently went to Inter Miami versus FC Cincinnati, which are my club's rival team. I'm a Columbus Crew fan. So I've been getting more into cinematography. I have a lot of cool gear for this camera, different lenses and the like, but I want to get more things for this camera so I can do more fun things, I guess. If you're doing any form of cinematography, this is the best thing you can get for yourself. This is the small rig magic arm. You can get this on Amazon for like 20-ish bucks, I think. This has allowed me to shoot so many different dynamic angles. Specifically with this camera, I just use it with my phone periodically. but I do some really, really cool things with this. And I think if you're getting into cinematography with the Osmo Pocket 3, you kind of need this. Here's the one thing I have not been able to fix is this staying up here. This is literally a new one. Honestly, it might be dusty under there and I might need to just like alcohol wipe it down. But no matter the temperature outside, this refuses to stay put for some stupid reason. I also just picked these two up. The first book of the Han Solo trilogy, and then this is the third book. I need to find the second one in good condition somewhere. Read it briefly. I've never really like did a deep dive into Han Solo's backstory. Again, I'm not going off of the Disney canon, the Solo movie, whatever. I'm talking about the OG stuff, man. I've never done the deep dive into this part of Star Wars history, actually. So I'm very excited to read through this, but I need the second book. I don't have any space either on the shelf for this right now in terms of chronological order, because everything up here is in full chronological order. But that's pretty much everything that's changed in the gaming office, or some, you know, some kind of a new addition. We got a lot of cool stuff in here. I want to get a PO box set up next so you guys can send me fun, cool things, I guess. A lot of you have been wanting that, so I'm just abiding by the rules of the people. If you guys want that, I'm gonna get it set up. PO boxes aren't actually as expensive as I thought they would be. I'm looking into it. That's really all I got, man. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this vlog. We don't do vlogs on this channel too often, but when we do, I feel like they're bangers. I feel like you guys actually enjoyed them. So let me know what you thought about it in the comments down below. Let me know what you think about the gaming space. And I didn't even talk about it, but yeah, that's Kyle Katar's lightsaber up there for people that are not familiar with that. I think I did a video on that on this channel a couple of years ago. Kyle Katar's lightsaber, favorite Jedi of all time. And what my username used to be on like 3 different platforms. Kyle Katar, like 47, I think. People actually thought my name was Kyle when I was younger. Oh man. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought about this in the comments down below. Hit that subscribe button if you're new here. And this has been your boy Jay with not another vlog, but the rare vlog on this channel. And I hope you have a great day. May the force be with you all. Peace. I found all of my old Star Wars books, at least what I think is all of them anyway. And they're in awful condition, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, here's Star by Star. Actually, this one's actually not that bad, but I have a better edition up here already. So, yeah. But there's Star by Star. Then there's some Fate of the Jedi stuff. Now, I know this isn't all my books because I'm missing all of the rest of my Legacy of the Force novels, which was all of them. I basically had all of them for the most part. I read like some ones I was missing on Wikipedia, and then the rest I just, I actually ended up buying. So I have no idea where those are, and there are none on the shelf. I have Fate of the Jedi stuff, but none of these up there. So there's that. We've got Outcast, which I think is the first novel in the Fate of the Jedi series, but it's in awful condition. Like, this book is borderline falling apart, so I might get a new one just to have it look nice on the shelf, I guess. There's Abyss, there's Omen. I know a lot of people aren't really crazy about like Troy Denning's like work, but there's that. Here's my OG Heir to the Empire book, and it looks like it got thrown into like a trash compactor or something. But yeah, we got Heir to the Empire, so we can complete the trilogy up top on the bookshelf. And then, oh, this book. We got Rebel Dream, which was one of the first New Jedi Order books that I completely read out of order. I don't know how I did this. This thing's not in great shape though. So sue me, man. I was like 17, 18. And then we got Revan, which is a very controversial book. A lot of people don't really like the direction that they took Revan in this Old Republic novel. I didn't think it was as terrible as people took it as. The Star Wars fans will always criticize stuff, right? I do it all the time. But we've got Ender's Game, one of my favorite books of all time. Incredible novel. The movie was a smooth 5 out of 10. Did not do the novel justice whatsoever, in my opinion. And then we've got Halo, The Fall of Reach, the Definite Edition. Or definitive. This is actually in pretty decent shape for the most part. One of my favorite novels of all time. And then we've got a random assortment of Yu-Gi-Oh manga, including Yu-Gi-Oh! R Volume 3, Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal Volume 3, and the Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds Volumes 2, 3, and 5. I don't know why I have these out of order like this, but now I want to get them all just so I can say I have them all, I guess. I found a notebook where I had some notes about signing up for scholarships for Bowling Green State University, where I went to college, back in 2013. 2013, bro. That's crazy. I don't know where the rest of the books are, though. I'm going to look around and there's some more. My room is more or less a storage unit now, but yeah, I just wanted to add this part into the vlog because I thought it'd be pretty cool.